our Director of Ceremonies, the Vice President and Minister of Health and Child Care, Honorable General Retired Dr. C. Gideon Chiwenga, the Honorable Minister of Defense and War Veterans Affairs, Chairman of the ruling party ZANU-PF, Honorable OCZ Mchinguri, in absentia, Ambassador at Large Uebert and his wife, the Minister of Environment, Climate, Tourism and Hospitality Industry, Honorable N.M. Ndlovu, the Minister of National Security, Honorable Owen Mncube, senior government officials who are here, President of the Tourism Business Council, Madam Mshanyuka, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor to have been invited to officiate at this groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of Hippodrome Conference Facility and the Beethoven Hotel here in Harare. The construction of this conference facility and the hotel is welcome and necessary to boost Zimbabwe's competitiveness as a prime tourism destination and a host of mega meetings, conferencing, and exhibitions. This investment will see the construction of a hotel facility and a 6,350 capacity conference center, which will be the biggest in the country. It will complement the Harare International Conference Center, which can hold up to 4,500. The Sports Center of Zimbabwe, and of course the International Trade Fair Conference facilities in Bulawayo. This is indeed a welcome development which will contribute to the achievement of the objectives outlined in the National Tourism Recovery and the Growth Strategy with regards to tourism infrastructure development. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is remarkable that this multi-million-dollar project is being financed and developed by one of our fellow Zimbabwean young men for the benefit of our nation. This underscores the immense national economic possibilities that we can achieve if we work with unity of purpose under one common vision. I applaud my ambassador at large, Ambassador Uebert and his wife, and their partners for this act of patriotism, determination, and the resolve to undertake this strategic investment project. This event comes barely a month after the appointment of Prophet Angel as one of the country's first envoys and an ambassador at large to the Americas and Europe. As we mark 41 years of independence and looking into the future, government will not shy away from harnessing the diverse and the unique strengths, competencies, and networks of our nationals, both at home and in the diaspora, to achieve the objectives of the National Development Strategy 1 and ultimately Vision 2030. I think you may want to know how I enticed the young man to do what he is doing, which he could not have been doing had I not done what I did. I discovered that this young man comes from Zaka. He's a villager, ordinary villager. But he has vast business networks in Europe and in London, in the UK, away from Zaka. He has TV channels he runs. So when I talked to him on television, I said, young man, why can't you come home? I understand you have so much connection and I have checked it is true. Yes. So check out Peter Kutu Gare Kuno Tonora, Chisia Kuno Zia. Chi and you know we am got into him. So I called him here, I discussed with him, and he agreed. So he is my first ambassador at large assigned to promote Zimbabwe brand in the Americas, South and North, and Europe. But to do so, you have to undergo training. It's difficult to train a prophet. So I said, come to Zimbabwe. He came, discussed with Ambassador Manzou, with his permanent secretary, Minister of Finance, and the late Minister, Dr. S.B. Moy. We discussed and we agreed. So we had to subject this young man to training in diplomacy. We were surprised that he did well. He passed to a level we didn't expect. He did so well. Congratulations. Then he began bringing in celebrities from Europe. And so many are coming. The first group that came, I met them. And they were so surprised that Zimbabwe is what it is, totally different from what they are informed when they're in Europe and in America. And they've pledged various investments in the country, and it's coming. So this is one of the first projects which, under his leadership and his colleagues in the diaspora, his friends, they are constructing this one. The biggest conference center this country has ever had, 6,300 seating capacity. We are happy with what is doing. And of course, with a very visionary spouse, Mrs. Angel. I have had discussions with her. Very, very outgoing, supportive of the ideas of the husband. Unfortunately, the Excellency, I don't know what happens. There's someone from Foreign Affairs, Ambassador, your former ambassador. If he's His Excellency, what happens to him? Oh. So, yeah, I didn't know what diplomatic title he have. He's a very experienced ambassador. All he's a career ambassador. So he says ambassadors' wives are called Madame. Thank you. As we build our country, let us be alive to the intricate relationship between religion and the economy. As the Bible says in Psalms 127, verse 1, and I quote, "Unless the Lord builds the house, those who build it labor in vain. Unless the Lord watches over the city, the watchman stays awake in vain, end of quote. So we have, in the course of modernizing and industrialization of our country and the growth of our economy, we have the men of God also working with us. Hence, under my administration, the church as an institution remains a strategic partner for the realization of sustainable socio-economic development in our country. Furthermore, we are dependent on the church to complement other pillars of society in inculcating the values of love, peace, unity, good neighborliness, honesty, hard work and hospitality, among others. I urge the church to preach more fervently the message of economic production and productivity towards broad-based empowerment, prosperity, and the fulfillment of our people out of poverty. Let me take this opportunity to commend various churches for their active participation in various sectors of our economy. I also commend the Uebert Angel Foundation for complementing government efforts in the mitigation of the shocks brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic, whilst also providing care to the elderly and education funding in the underprivileged of our people. I didn't know. I've only discovered that for very many years, he has been involved in philanthropic work here without using his name. Donating food, donating clothes, and the many humanitarian assistance he has been giving without disclosing that it was him for several years. Until now that I've discovered it is he is the hidden hand, or some of the things which we didn't know he was behind. I also commend the Uebert Angel Foundation for complementing government efforts in the mitigation of the shocks brought about by COVID-19 pandemic, whilst also providing care to the elderly and education funding to the underprivileged. There are so many hundreds of students in our institutions of higher learning which are supported by his foundation in the country. I wasn't aware until now. Finally, let me once again commend the Ambassador at Large, Uebert Angel, his family and his dear wife, and the partners for their decision to construct and establish this multi-million-dollar investment here in our capital city of Harare. I wish you good success in this business endeavor, my dear brother. With these remarks, it is now my singular honor and privilege to declare the construction of the Hippodrome Conference Facility and the Beef Oven Hotel Facility duly launched today. God bless you all. God bless Zimbabwe.